Hello and welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Wendy Haney. Today we are getting back to the basics for beginners. Yep, I kind of got a little bit away from that, had a lot of more complicated blocks. We're getting back to the basics. This is a good basic quilt block for beginners, and I'm going to show you how to quickly make this. This is a Churn Dash made, and it is a finished 12-inch block, so 12.5-inch unfinished. And it is made of 4 identical half square triangles, a square in the middle, I think you got this, and strips of our green and our purple. And I'm going to show you how to strip piece those. So this is going to go together really fast. What do you need? For your 4 half square triangles, you're going to need a 7.25-inch square of both of your 2 colors of fabric that you want to use. I'm using my purple and my orange, 7.25, and this is going to give you enough room to trim up your half square triangles after the fact. This gives you a decent amount to trim up. If you find you need a little more, then go to 7.5-inch square. But I found a 7.25 was sufficient. Okay, so that's what we're going to need for that. Then, well, okay, our middle. Each of these is a 4.5-inch strip unfinished. So that means our center needs to be a 4.5-inch square. Finally, for our blocks that are 2 strips of fabric, I keep getting it out of my camera, sorry. Our strips that are 2 strips of fabric, we're going to strip piece these. We are not going to make each block independently. What you need is a 2.5-inch strip of your purple and a 2.5-inch strip of your green or your colors of choice. Oh, I didn't press that. You're going to need at least 18 inches. I suggest you go 18.5. That way you can trim up both ends and you've got a little wiggle room in there for your trim up. Now, this pieces, how we're doing this, there is no wiggle room for trimming up. So if you have any issues at all with your 1/4-inch seam, you might want to make your strips 2 3/4 of an inch. That way, once you get done with your strip piecing, there's a little to trim up if necessary to get them so they're exactly 4.5 inches wide. Okay, let's do this first. So, I know I really should quit using batiks, but I love my batiks. Always right sides together. So we're just putting right sides together, and we're going to go to the sewing machine and stitch a 1/4 inch all the way down the length of these 2 pieces of fabric. So we're going to sew them together in a strip. And then we're going to come back and we're going to chop them up into 4.5-inch subcuts. Now that I have my strip sewn together, I pressed it to the green. You are not going to be matching any seams with this seam, so it really doesn't matter which direction you press it. Choose a side. If you've got a light and a dark, press it to the dark. Okay, now that we've got that done, put your ruler on it, and this needs to be 4.5 inches, and that seam should be in the middle, so 2 1/4. I always like to trim up the very edge, so I put my 2 1/4 on my seam, and if I did a good job with my 1/4 inch, which I did, I actually was not quite as accurate the last go round, so I hedged my seam just a little bit lighter on the scant side of a 1/4 inch. So I might need to trim up the edge just a bit. And if you did a 2 3/4 inch strip, you're going to need to trim. But here, just do that and trim off your one edge. Then we're going to flip it around. And if you're a lefty, it's probably going to be the opposite. I'm not. So 4.5 inch here, 2 1/4 on your line. You should have 4.5 inch here unless you went larger to trim up. And I get to have just a little at the top I'm going to trim up because as I said, I hedged my seam a tad. So if you did 3 1/4, you might need to flip yours over, put this ruler back on it, and trim up the top. Yep, I do too actually because of the way I hedged my seam. This gives me, not very much, but this gives me a very accurate 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 inch square. Now it's a square. You're going to do the exact same thing, going down your strip, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, and 4 1/2. And if you went with 2 18 1/2 inch strips, you will have plenty of room. So if at any point in time you slip a little and it gets, well, not so straight as you trim it, square it up again so you get these nice and straight. Okay, now that you've got that, set that aside. Now we're going to do our half square triangles. We're doing 4 at a time because they're all identical and the whole block needs 4. So put right sides together. Yes, I know, my batiks. Right sides together. Make sure those are nice and square. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the machine and stitch a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. You do not need to pivot in the corner. I just take it to my machine and go 1/4 inch, cut, flip it, 1/4 inch, cut, all the way around. Yep. I always like to pin. With this situation, I just pin right in the middle of each side. Keep it nice and square. Okay, go get that done and trim up your strips so you have 4 4 1/2 inch squares of your purple and green, or whatever color you're using. I now have my 4 4 1/2 inch strips, all Anyway, I have those now squared up so they're 4 1/2 inches square. So we're going to just set those aside. And I have my 2 7 1/4 inch squares sewn together all the way around the outside. And now we need to cut it. We need to cut it corner to corner and corner to corner. I get my corners to my seams, not necessarily the fabric corner. So I go corner to corner. As I said, we're going to trim these up. Okay, now if I'm super, super careful and I pick that up and I use my rotating mat, I should be able to put my ruler right back down and cut corner to corner the other way and be just fine. Now, sometimes these shift when you cut them and then you try and put them back together like I did earlier. No, it doesn't work. So I just pull one aside and then I put my ruler, a straight line of my ruler on my cut strip and put the corner up here and cut that one in half. Flip around, and I do the same thing with this. This will give you a much more accurate cut if these kind of separate when you're cutting them. So now you should have 4, guess what? Half square triangles. I'll admit, the first time I saw somebody doing this and I'm going, how is that going to work? It's pretty slick. Okay, put that aside now. Once again, because of how this is going to be put together, we're not too worried about the direction we're pressing our seam. Because I have yellow, my orange, which is a little lighter, I'm going to press to my purple. I'm finger pressing, and I'm going to go right over here to my little iron because you don't want to trim this up without pressing them. Don't just finger press. Otherwise, you're not going to have the accuracy you need. Okay, so that's all pressed. Get my 6.5 inch Omni Grid. I love my Omni Grid. It's got my diagonal here, which is what I need. So we're going to get your diagonal on your ruler on your seam, and then you're going to make sure that there's room to trim around outside, but also that there's room to trim here for your after your 4.5. So as you can see here, you got a good 1/4 inch that you can trim. Now, if you're really, really good, you can probably get by with less than a 7.25 inch seam or square, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay. So then be very careful. Trim up those two sides. Flip it around. And your seam should go right nicely into your corner. Flip it around. So in this case, keep your seam on your angle. 4.5, 4.5. And trim it up. There we go. And now you have a purple, a perfect purple and orange 4.5 inch half square triangle. So now you're going to go trim up the rest of those to get 4 of them. And then, oh my gosh, we're ready to put the block together. How easy is that? And there we have it. Note, I forgot. I pre-cut my fabric for both my sample block that I showed you at the beginning and the block I was going to make now. I wasn't 100% sure if that 7.25 inch block to use for the half square triangle was going to give you enough wiggle room to trim up. So the second block I created for what I'm doing now, I cut a 7.5. Oops, I was supposed to trim it down to 7.25 for you. Either way, that's why you saw me have quite a bit, like a lot, to be able to trim off my half square triangles, because I used a 7.5 inch block to start with. A 7.25 inch is plenty of room for you to trim up. So that's why you're going, I don't need that much extra to trim off. 7.25 will be perfect for you. Okay, we're set. Grab your half square triangles, your center square, and your strip pieces. Our orange goes in the middle. Our half square triangles go around the outside with the orange matching orange. And our purple squares, purple's on the outside, coordinating with the outside of your half square triangles. Voila! Was that easy or what? Okay, I know. 2 more strip piece. Okay, now, each of these, we're going to just do them one at a time. We're going to put our rows together. So, put this on top of that. And I always do a quick pin to make sure I have it right. This one, we have no matching seams. So easy peasy. That, and this one goes on top of here. Okay. Now sometimes I will just go to the sewing machine and get these done. So you're going to sew a 1/4 inch all the way down. Well, let's get this moving faster, huh? There's plenty of room for you to safely move this out of the way, put this on top of here, and I'm going to flip it so I can pin it right. And you're going to do the same thing. Biggest thing is when you go to the sewing machine, make sure that other square is out of the way when you stitch everything. You should be fine. So now we're going to stitch there, there, and there. And you're going to have all 3 rows ready to go. And now we have our 3 rows. Okay, I pressed the middle into the middle, and I pressed the bottom ones to the outside. It's a half a dozen one, 6 of the other, because you got a seam here that's gonna be either way, and this at the bottom. I kind of felt there was less bulk there, but up to you. Either way, you want this opposite of these. Now, make sure your rows are laid out correctly. Your purple, your one color is all the way on the outside, and your triangles match the color of your center square. Unless you want to mix it all up, and then you can have fun with this. In the template below, I'm going to give you cutting instructions for different sizes of blocks you can make. You could do this in a, let's see, it's a 12, so you could do a 9, a 12, 18, let's see, yeah, that'd be good. Anyway, different sizes, but also some different ideas of how you can mix this up. So it might be handy to do, mix it up and put them different layouts in the same quilt. Okay, got sidetracked there with that. Okay, so now we're going to put these together. You got it. Match your seams. What I always like to do is when I do this, I match up here, but also I take my fabric down and I keep kind of matching it so it's straight all the way down to the bottom, so I don't get this slightly off. Okay, so you're going to want to do that and pin it. Make sure you got it nice and straight. Pin that all the way across. You're going to do a 1/4 inch seam there. You're going to open it up and do the same thing here, matching your corners there and a 1/4 inch. And that is that. And you're going to end up with that. Once you're done with your seams, I pinwheeled my center squares here, my center corner seams. Yep. So it's going to be like this, and you're going to just open those up and twist, and that'll come out, and you got a nice little patchwork 4-patch right there, and that makes this lay so much neater in the end. And there you go. You got the churn dash done. As I said, I was playing with a variety of color layouts in Electric Quilt and discovered that, oh, if I did another block with the same colors, but I switched these around, so I flipped them so my green was on the outside and my purple was on the inside, it has a whole different layout when you start putting them together in a quilt. And the same with these. Maybe you want one set of blocks that you've got your orange in the middle, and another set of blocks where you flip them and you've got your purple in the middle. There's a lot of different variations you can do. This is the basic layout. Play with it, enjoy, figure out how you'd like it to work in a quilt. And in the template, there's also a coloring sheet, so you can have fun with your markers, crayons, whatever you like to color with. Take care, and thank you so much for watching.